What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're checking out the all-new 2025 BMW X3. This one is the M50i finished in Brooklyn Gray Metallic. MSRP is $71,000. So do you think this is the ultimate performance crossover? This is BMW's all-new body style, so very different car than what we've seen in the past. And of course now M50 is their sporty version. So underneath the hood, you're gonna get that 3-liter inline turbocharged 6-cylinder motor. This does have a mild hybrid system as well. Pumps out 393 horsepower with 428 pound-feet of torque. Has an 8-speed automatic, X-Drive all-wheel drive. 0 to 60 is about 4.4 seconds, and it can tow up to 4,800 pounds. Taking a look at the styling, which is significantly different than the past. Very like flat panels, I would say. Very interesting comparing it to the old ones. Got a nice design for the LED headlights, cool looking daytime running light, blacked out housing. And then the grille will illuminate for this whole rim, which is pretty sweet, as you can tell. And then we have kind of a solid grille for the kidneys. You do have an opening in the bottom section to get some airflow, forward facing camera, your M badge as well. And then you can see there's more active shutters down below. And then I like how the splitter kind of comes downwards to a centerpiece. So pretty neat looking overall. Got some functional openings, extra parking sensors, and just a more flat design for the front end. So comment below, what do you guys think? Is BMW styling getting to a really cool design, or is it a little weird? It's definitely a little interesting looking. Got some sharp designs around the BMW badge, and then a very flat look to the entire hood. And then at the side profile, you got a nice set of 20-inch wheels with a multi-spoke design and two-tone color. Got the same large 4-piston brake calipers up front that we've seen in the past. Sharp body line surrounding that front fender arch, and then just very clean and flat lines throughout the side. Got your black mirror caps with the LED light, side camera, and then flush mounted for the door handles, and all black trim for the windows. Panoramic roof up on top with black roof rails. And then for the side profile, similar proportions as you've seen in the past. Got a nice set of brake calipers in the back as well. And then you can see some sharp lines for the rear spoiler, all integrated. Nice design on the LED taillights. Got your M50 badge, BMW logo, and X3. And then in back, once again, very similar design to the front with just the flatter panels and sharp lines. Got a quad exhaust system with nice dual tips, black chrome tips. And then you can see some fins down below. Taking a look at the storage, you got a button back here. Automatically open up the power liftgate. And then with the seat up, you can give a good idea of the space versus with the seat folded down. Now under here, you can open this up. We have our spare tire, some equipment, and then a little bit of storage. Extra storage net, privacy cover as well. So not bad, pretty useful back here as expected for any X3. And then entering into the interior, you can see how this is nice and folded down flat for extra cargo space. Very easily open this up now, and you have 3 seats back here. Now in the center, we can fold it down for an armrest and 2 cup holders. There are air vents throughout the center with all of your adjustments, extra storage space and plugs, storage behind the front seats, as well as a spot for a tablet. And I like the black leather with all the gray accents to it as well. And then taking a look at the door panel, you got some soft touch material, this black leather material. New design for the door handles, Harman Kardon speakers. And then at 5'11", taking a seat back here. I did move the driver's seat up a couple inches to fold these down since the headrest, that's as low as they go. But back here is pretty nice. The seats are comfortable, good padding, good support for your legs. Even with the driver's seat back a couple inches, I still have plenty of legroom. So not bad at all for a family style crossover that isn't crazy big. Honestly, really no big deal sitting back here. And then taking a look at the driver's seat now. I do like the flush mounted design for the handles, look pretty cool. And then you have more of that soft touch material. This is all illuminated throughout the interior. You'll see a lot of that, which is a nice touch. Same door handle, you got the X3 logo, lock and unlock, memory seating, and air vent control, and extra storage. And then on the seats, of course, you have all your power controls, lumbar support, automatic bolsters, and then a nice leg rest. Hopping inside now, you can kind of see the blue right now for all the ambient backlit stuff. And then getting the seat back to my position, foot on the brake. Let's fire it up. So for 2025, you got that new steering wheel with the cool flat bottom design. Logo in the center, nice set of paddle shifters. You have your M colored stitching, some silver accents, and that red stripe. Now, with all the BMWs nowadays, you of course have all your fan control and climate controls in the screen, so you do have to get to this icon every time to make any adjustment. I'm not the biggest fan, however, once you kind of get used to it, it's really not the worst, just that initial getting in and messing with things, you gotta wait a little bit. On the steering wheel, we have some cruise control settings on the left side, Bluetooth and audio on the right, stock on the right for windshield wipers, turn signal headlights on the left, and then for the center screen, has a cool look to it. Depending on your drive mode, you can configure how it's going to look. So going into the sport icon, gets a little bit more performance focused, and you'll get a few pops on those exhausts. And then efficient mode, a little bit more conservative style as well. Over here, we have a little adjustment for the air vent, which is located right in there. Soft touch material, heads-up display, and then a nice curved wraparound screen. Got this cool stitching with more soft touch all throughout the dashboard, and then the ambient lit. For the screen, basically what you've seen in all the BMWs, so you can scroll through different items on this home screen. We have our apps icon as well for all sorts of different things. Fan control to get right to climate, navigation, full screen, and then of course audio as well. Going into reverse, got your backup camera, top-down view, and you can configure a few of the different designs. So pretty nice. You have panoramic view as well, front camera. So not bad at all, looks really good overall. Pretty simple to use, just the full screen with basically no real buttons, takes a little bit getting used to. Now there is the rotary dial as always down below, where you can make adjustments into the screen, do everything you need to do. You have different shortcuts, home screen as well, so not bad. You can see that. And then down below, we can see your air vents are actually the slit underneath the ambient lit part. You have your defrosters, a few different fan controls, kind of a touch screen icon. These controls down below, charging pad along with some plugs, extra storage. This is all ambient lit as well. Then we have, of course, that rotary dial, volume controls, the My Modes, this icon as well, which will pop up with a few more assistance things within the vehicle. All your gear selectors, kind of a silver aluminum looking color, padded armrest and storage down below. Glove box over here, you got a button you press, and good amount of space. And then up above all that, we have our sunroof control, LED dome lights. You have garage door buttons underneath this nice thin mirror. And then of course, one last look, you can get a good idea of the full panoramic sunroof. So one last look at the interior. Pretty cool design overall. A little bit different. I do like the ambient lit thing. Steering wheel looks great. Everything's a little bit different shaped compared to what we've seen in the past. But nonetheless, pretty cool place to be. All right, so let's go ahead. Take this for a spin now. So with the drive modes, we're gonna start right off into sport mode, which is how we started it. Go into drive, pull it back one more time and you're in the sport mode, and then you can toggle a paddle shifter to go into the manual mode. So let's feel this car out. The new steering wheel looks super nice. The heads-up display shows you your tach and gear as well. So let's see the power a little bit. So just barely touching the gas, short shifting being a brand new engine. This thing's quick. The B58 motor is incredible, as we all know. I mean, you have a lot of torque. The mild hybrid system is going to give you that electric power too down low. And honestly, it does a really good job just assisting this car. It feels pretty light on its toes. Now, if you're going to go for the M50, obviously you're probably interested in a little bit more sporty of a car than just a generic crossover. And that's kind of what this gives you. It gives you a fun to drive aspect. Steering is nice and responsive. You hear some gurgles on the exhaust. Has a pretty cool sound to it. Of course, a lot of that is the speakers. The brakes do a really good job as well. And then we'll get up and go once again. Of course, the ZF 8-speed is incredibly lightning quick for those gear shifts. So if you want to drive this, you know, as a fun, sporty car, honestly, this is a fun car to drive. In efficient mode, everything tones down. The suspension's nice and soft. The steering is very lazy. It's pretty quiet in here too. It's not the most luxurious car. Of course, an X5 would be a nice step up. But, I mean, this is pretty quiet. I'm not really talking loud at all. And it's just a smooth to drive vehicle. Visibility's all really good. The mirrors do feel a little on the small side. Over your right and left shoulder, nothing really too crazy as far as that goes. So it's pretty easy overall to see around in this car. And then just gently slowing down a little bit. I mean, it's a nice place to be. These seats are really comfortable. I love the padding to them, all the adjustments. I just kind of feel, you know, nice and high up enough, so it doesn't feel like some low car. It feels like a really well-sized car. You can just drive from the day-to-day. It's easy to park. It's easy to see around. I mean, it's a comfortable place to be. It's very smooth too when you are driving it. In the efficient mode, it's definitely toned down to just be a nice normal crossover. Using the interior, now there's pretty much no buttons. You do have the rotary dial down here, which helps out a little bit to scroll through a few of the items. The main thing you're going to be using though is climate, and I'm just not honestly the biggest fan of how BMW is doing it. A lot of you agree. In order to do the fan speed, you have to tap that every single time, and then you can get to the screen where you can adjust your fan. So I really wish that was somewhere readily available, like temperature. I mean, I appreciate the fact that they give you temperature to where you can easily tone it up or down, but to have to go into extra steps, do fan speed, and even to adjust your heated seat, ventilated seat, and heated steering wheel, I'm not the biggest fan of that. So that's kind of my only gripe with the new BMWs. The way they drive, though, is great. These are drivers' cars. They want you to have fun. And you do. I mean, for a crossover, this is a fun to drive car. Taking turns is cool. The brakes are good. This awesome steering wheel and these massive paddles also look really great, and they work well. You have the boost icon on this left paddle. When you hold it down, you can see the 10-second there. It'll hold a higher RPM and basically give you like extra boost or the full power of the car for a good 10 seconds. Obviously, we can't go crazy on a new car, but we've tested out in some other press cars, and it's pretty cool. It's not like gonna blow your socks off. This isn't that fast of a car, but it's nice to have just a little bit extra power when you want to play with the car. So BMW gives you something that is fun to drive. Takes a little getting used to using, but overall at the end of the day, I mean, this seems like a nice car. It's nice to drive, nice to be in. Just an easy car to maneuver that I think a lot of people can get on board with as a daily.